Hey there, I'm Daniel, and before we start off this video, I just wanted to ask you kindly if you would consider sharing the Pokémon Explained playlist. Sharing is caring, you know, and the best way to tell me to make more content like this in the future. You will at this very moment be able to do a physical change if you share this playlist with someone special. With that said, let's get on with the video. 7 episodes in and we're almost done with how stats work. There's one last topic to go over that pretty much sums everything up, and that is the difference between a special and a physical Pokémon. I guess the question most of you are looking to find an answer to, if you didn't already know, is what exactly is a special and a physical Pokémon? The short and easy answer to the question is, special and physical are two words used to describe the offensive stat a Pokémon makes use of. You see, you may remember from an earlier episode of Pokémon Explained where I stated that you don't typically need all 6 of a Pokémon's stats in a battle. There is only one of these stats that works independently, and that is speed, which determines what Pokémon gets to move first. HP works together with either defense or special defense when a Pokémon is attacked, and an attacking Pokémon will make use of either its attack or special attack stat. Notice any patterns here? All Pokémon moves can be put in 3 different groups, which are either physical, special, or status moves. I can also mention there is an upcoming C move coming in Pokémon Sun and Moon, though we will have to get back to that as those games haven't come out yet. When a Pokémon attacks with a physical move, it's the attack stat that is used, and the opposing Pokémon's HP and defense. If you use a special move, it's your Pokémon's special attack that is used for calculating the damage, and the opposing Pokémon's HP and special defense. Why this matters is that you will in most cases want to make use of either a Pokémon's attack or special attack stat, and ignore the other. A Pokémon that makes use of its attack stat is called a physical attacker, and I guess you're now more than able to make an educated guess on the rest. You can make use of this in multiple ways, which we will go over in detail in the rest of this video. When it comes to physical attackers in general, they tend to be more present in the metagame. Swords Dance, Bulk Up, and Dragon Dance are common moves used to increase a Pokémon's attack stat. Intimidate is an ability which lowers the opposing Pokémon's attack, unless it has the ability Contrary or Defiant. Other abilities that are relevant for physical attackers may be Pure Power and Huge Power, which both doubles a Pokémon's attack stat in battle. There is also an item that exclusively boosts physical attacks by 1 stage, called Choice Band. At last, there is a status condition that reduces the attack stat by 2 stages, which is if the Pokémon is burned. There's an equal amount of things to say about special attackers, though they don't quite have the same options. Moves that increase the special attack stat can be Calm Mind and Nasty Plot. The ability Competitive has the same effect as Defiant, but for special attackers instead. Solar Power increases special attack by 1 stage while Sun is on the field, and Lightning Rod redirects electric type attacks and boosts the Pokémon special attack by 1 stage also. There is also an item that boosts special attacks similar to Choice Band, called Choice Specs. Another thing related to the special stats that doesn't really apply to only special or physical attackers only is the item called Assault Vest. This item increases the special defense stat by 1 stage when held during battle. There are some more moves and abilities you may want to check up on yourself, and these summaries are only what I think is the most important to know. When it comes to battling and such, you may even want to combine both physical and special moves on a certain Pokémon, called a mixed attacker. The reasons for when you may want to consider this is when you need type coverage, the moveset plus stats allows for it, dodge stat decreasing factors, or simply to surprise your opponent. You see, running unconventional strategies may be the difference between losing or winning a battle. When you see Pokémon like Garchomp, Kangaskhan, or Talonflame, you immediately assume that these will be physical attackers. And when you see Pokémon like Togekiss, Serperior, or Rotom, you typically want to draw the conclusion that they are special attackers. But when you have Pokémon like Salamence, Greninja, and Charizard, where you don't really know because they have the potential to be both, it's even more sketchy when they're mixed. You want to have ways on your team to deal with both special and physical attackers, but when you're put up against a mixed Pokémon, these options may not be optimal. I don't have the answer to this, since team building is something you never stop learning about because the metagame is constantly evolving. Pokémon in general is something you learn bit by bit, and you will increasingly over time remember more details on the Pokémon you encounter. A last thing to mention when it comes to mixing things can be for defensive Pokémon. If you have a special attacker that has the move Calm Mind, you may want to boost your HP and defense stats. simply because you don't want your defense to become a bottleneck, as your special attack and special defense will increasingly grow stronger as you repeatedly use the move. Another thing that's pretty similar with physical attackers can be that many have a high defense stat but lack special defense. You then may want to put on an assault vest to compensate the lack of special defense if you run a full-on attacker. Some final trivia can be that the special attack and special defense stats used to be in one. In Generation 4, there happened something referred to as the special split. All games previous to Gen 4 has the special attack and special defense stats as one, named the special stat. And as a result, a Pokémon with high special attack may have high special defense also, and the other way around. That was it for this episode. I hope you learned something new and would like to check out the other episodes on screen right now. More episodes will come in the future, but I hope you've enjoyed the episodes that's available for now. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe and join our community? I'll leave you with that, and until next time, be your very best.